stick. Star Wars is what we got. Let's stick with that. There's no reason to integrate other franchises in order to gain clout. All right, number one. Number two, there was so much reliance, and even you as a Boba Fett fan have to admit that they did not rely on the star power of Boba Fett, not even on the star power of well, I damn near said his name is Boba Fett, but his name is Tamaki. You know what I'm saying? They didn't rely on it. What did they do? They brought in Black Chewie, aka.
See, here's the thing, and here's one of my biggest critiques. If they would have actually, if Dave Filoni would have quit being like that's my one problem. I even said it earlier. Filoni's biggest problem is that he keeps forgetting how the comic books work. He keeps forgetting that there's a Bible and things to reference, or that Chrysanthemum's popped up and things before. They acted like Chrysanthemum was brand new, that he was a brand new Wookiee on the scene, and I'm like, bro, Boba and Chrysanthemum have a whole history, but then they were like, but then they were like, we're gonna reference Boba and what's his face from Clone Wars is a whole like relationship and whatnot. And I'm like, so you can reference that relationship, but you can't reference him and Chrysanthemum's relationship. Like that's what I'm saying. That the show had its problems, but I think the biggest issue at hand is that the show was sabotaged like by not only the fans who couldn't get on board with certain things, the idea of character development, but also the fact that I don't think Disney believed in the ideas that they were pitching. Disney didn't believe in the ideas they were pitching because they were making too much Grogu money, so they ended up changing some things and making them like go back in and mess some things. Because if the show would have just been like freaking Boba and Mulan in the desert doing cool shit, it would have been so much better. But we took a whole detour. Yeah, I mean, not when. If we had Boba and Mulan in the desert doing cool shit, it would have been fine. And for some reason, they were like, "No, we're gonna take a whole detour and go see Din Djarin and Grogu hang out with Ahsoka and Luke Skywalker." And it was like, "What are we doing here? This is nonsense. Give me back the show that I was just watching." Because the development with the pikes and the stuff was so cool. I bet you the whole show would have just been that. You probably could have forgave the Power Ranger bit a little bit. You could have like got behind the idea that he was gonna mentor some new kids and stuff like that. Like you could have got past that if the whole show would have just been him. But they took a detour. But as a show of just Boba, up until the end, I was on board. I thought it was great. I still think it's a 7 or an 8 and stands above a lot of the Star Wars projects. I think people just fell off and didn't want to give Boba character development. I will die on that hill.
All right, he definitely gonna die.
One thing: if you could have the Boba Fett show is what Darth Maul also should have been.
Ooh, you know what? Okay, fair. I'll give you that. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
it's right along there. They could have done a lot. They should have done a lot more with both stories, and they didn't.